fair. It's fair. It's fair. No, that's fair. It's fair. Planes are fair. Planes are fair. Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Yes, we are playing a bit of a busted ship right now. This AL event is a nice excuse to go over some ships that I haven't taken a look at in a while. Kearsarge, of course, I played relatively recently for the coal ship series. Kearsarge, completely available if you grind out some coal in this game. You don't have to spend money on it. These ships are identical, by the way. The AL Kearsarge, the regular Kearsarge, and the Kearsarge B. Yes, there's a Black Friday version, which is on a discount always, only around Black Friday time. So if you already have the ship, I wouldn't really recommend you spend over $100 Canadian on it. But if you're interested, this certainly is a very, very powerful ship, especially if you know how to play the game. Abusing the spotting mechanics here with these aircraft is really key to getting the most out of Kearsarge. Notice how it takes a while for our rocket planes to actually strike. They've just now landed on the FDG there, and all that time they're spotting this Atago for us. The planes go away, suddenly the Atago goes dark. Plane spotting in this game is pretty good for the people spotting. Not so for those getting spotted. That poor Atago there would have been dark. He would not have eaten that 25k salvo. Alas, this is the way of the world right now. Planes are a little bit overpowered in this game, in my opinion. Kearsarge really abuses that fact. The rocket planes here are very, very good into larger ships. They're very hard to hit on destroyers. There's a lot of lead time there. But the good pen that you get out of this HE, it's 69 mils of pen, gets through most upper belts, deck armor, that kind of thing, 33% fire chance, does a lot of damage. But the spotting and allowing you to go spot whatever you want to and then smash people with these main guns is the real driver for me as to why Kearsarge is so good at tier 9. This ship just has better guns than Minnesota. The reload is better, the shells are slower, but they do a lot more damage, as well as being more accurate. That's one. We got a couple more. You get those poor tier 7s. This is a very good matchmaker for us, of course. But having that higher broadside weight with a faster reload than a Minnesota, and your Sigma is better, so that's the tendency for your shells to go towards the center of your dispersion ellipse. It all adds up to a ship that is a lot better than Minnesota. The only downside is your heal is not a 40-second heal. That's a real big thing that Minnesota has. Otherwise, this ship is just better. And it's a little disgusting to play. I felt like I needed to take a shower after this battle. I hopped in the Kearsarge and I played one match, and this is the match that we have. The shells are slow though, okay? That is a downside. Learning how to lead these shells will certainly take some time. That is going to be one of the skill checks with it. But if you've got some people that want to walk out at 6 kilometers, then it's not too hard now, is it? That's number 2. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, and now we get to go spot whomever we like here. Switching off between your planes and your main guns is going to be a little bit challenging at the start, I think. Being able to pre-turn your turrets to where you know where you're going to be spotting. So in this case, I'm thinking about Colorado, maybe Brindisi. Oh, we happened to just spot the destroyer by accident, by the way. Did not intend to go after the DD, but with plane spotting, we're able to find him there. So my teammates know exactly where he is. He picked up the buff, so he probably would have known anyway. Into battleships, how do the rockets do? Oh, that is 8.7k damage and a double fire, which looks to be permanent. And now our main gun salvo comes through. Oh, that's another 21,000. High caliber Confederate, anyone? Halsey Confederate, anyone? Yes, yes. That's going to buff our reload very, very nicely for us. It's really, really strong. What can I say? This ship is insane at its power level. At this tier, it is kind of ridiculous to have some of the best in class guns alongside the ability to launch airplanes. It is ridiculous. It's very expensive if you're buying this ship. $110 Canadian, over 20,000 doubloons. Not cheap. Certainly, I would personally recommend you save up coal. I think coal is a relatively easy resource to get. It just takes a lot of time, right? That's the only downside of it. But just by logging in, playing a few battles every day, collecting your containers, that is going to get you quite a bit of coal. And most events have a lot of coal in them as well. So you'll slowly accumulate coal, and then you can get yourself a Kearsarge. Trying to aim over that island into the Merdisi. It looks like it went a little high. Still quite a lot of damage. And now we can go spot him again. The downside, though, to being in these planes, of course, is you can't always get your salvos out. So that's why I'm always waiting until I have a good shot or there's no one spotted, right? I usually want to fire my guns and then go to the planes. In this case, unfortunately, we do miss. That is the downside of these style of rocket planes. They do have a lot of lead with them. But we fired our salvo, went and struck the Brindisi, missed, and then we came back to our ship and our guns were just getting loaded. That's the thing with Kearsarge. There is no real downtime there very often. You have a lot of options to be going after enemy ships. Unfortunately, you can get rushed, especially when you're in your planes. That's going to be the downside. Situational awareness, I didn't do so well here. Our turrets are going to take a little while to turn, and I'm just hoping my secondaries can take them out. We have pretty decent secondary DPM, but it's not improved accuracy at all, so I would not recommend building for secondaries. Notice our superstructure, pretty large. It's quite good at range since the flight deck is a little bit more armored than superstructures would be, but at closer ranges, it is a real weak point, and that Eskimo was getting a lot of AP damage, pen damage into us. So you're often going to see Kearsarges played a little further back just because of that. It's quite tanky at range, a little bit more vulnerable at closer ranges, but it still has an insane amount of HP, so you can afford to play quite aggressive. We even managed to survive there. I'm not quite sure how, but we managed it. We noticed the enemy destroyer had his engine taken out, so he's not going to accelerate particularly quickly, and yeah, it's poor guy, man, poor guy. He got clicked on. That is unfortunate, but that is 3 dev strikes in a match, Confederate. We just barely managed to yoink the Otago away from our Mets there. Probably I didn't deserve that one, but we will take it nonetheless. Pretty good match, but I also wanted to talk you through some of the playstyle choices that I wanted to make. And yes, that was an E game. And so we're going to do that. Try a little bit of a new style with this video. Some post commentary and then some live stuff. Excellent. We find ourselves in a tier 10 game. Not too many tier 10s though. So this is still very, very good matchmaker for us. And I want to show you some of the insane stuff you can do with this ship. Okay. So we're not going to get a shot on that Salem yet. But what we can do, especially in games like this one, where there's no carrier, all right? Spotting is just this powerful, all right? To help our team, we can simply go find the enemy DDs, all right? We want to stay out of Salem AA range. But ideally, here, we can find the enemy destroyer. Looks like we might not. But what I would like to do is help finish this Salem off. Our team gets them. Very nice. But we can secure some of that damage, some of those kills in. And we've now cleared out this entire area for enemy destroyers. So if our Fletcher wanted to, he could just reverse back into that cap and we would catch it, get it. That's just how powerful this ship is. We haven't done any damage, but we have massively helped influence this flank. Fully admit that. Now, what's the big threat? Of course, it's a destroyer. So I'm actually going to go down to half speed so I don't over push here while we're in our planes. Well, let's go find them, shall we? Why don't we look out this way? Something you really need to keep in mind is your plane detection range. It's 9 kilometers here. So if we get spotted here, we know that the enemy destroyer is within 9. Now, Adatara is spotting us. Of course, Oster is the one spotting us too here. And we can do damage to him, of course. But just getting these guys spotted for our team is really important. And notice if this island wasn't here, I would actually be able to shoot him here. Oh, that is nasty. That was a very rushed drop. Oh, no. It's really actually a lot harder than I'm showing to hit the destroyers, guys. I promise you. That is very lucky, given the spread on the drop there. And at Atara going broadside, we're aiming pretty far ahead of them, of course. Got to lead a lot. We have 47,000 spotting already. And we're a battleship playing pretty far back. Nice 20,000 damage into the Adatara. No Citadel, but very, very good damage still. And our teammates get him. And now it's time to, I think, push towards the B cap here. So, 9 seconds away. We know we're lit right now, probably by the Oster over here. No other battleship gets to do this, by the way. That, like, I guess the main line can. The Louisiana line can do this. But being able to simply go after... I'm going to just make sure I don't eat this torp, by the way. To simply go after these DDs like this is ridiculous. This is just not fun for the DD player at all. Now, he's probably going to die to my teammates, so what are we going to do? We're just going to hover him. I'm not even going to drop him. I'm just going to make sure this guy stays spotted. That's it. That's all there is to it, man. We are simply countering him. Obviously, my Fletcher went in and spotted him first, but look at this. Look at this poor guy. You cannot get away. He's not fighting back. He's trying to run. But you just can't get away from this. Now, I did lose most of my planes, but notice I went in for a drop here. And what does that do? It makes my planes immune to damage. That Minnesota is doing no damage to my planes until right then. Isn't that crazy? So what you can do is you can hover people until you're just about to run out of planes and then initiate a drop. And that way, you have the maximum amount of spotting time. I should not be teaching you guys this because this is going to be awful to fight against. This is a miserable experience. Oh, 20k in twin-angled Minnesota. This is a miserable experience to fight against, okay? That's why it feels so bad for me when I play this ship. And notice our planes are almost back, and we get a full squad guaranteed. There is no punishment for losing planes in this ship. There's zero punishment to it with these hybrids, man. And that's... It's just a little too good. It's just a little too good, man. Like, where's the downside, you know? I'm going to slow down and turn in here in case Minnesota shoots at us. Do we finish him? Yes, 15k. Very nice. Into the Alsace there. And now we're back with the planes. Notice we're on 73,000 spots right now, by the way. 73k. That's a lot, man. That's a lot of spotting. Now, we could actually... You know what? Let's do it. Minnesota is going to run away to the corner. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We can control our ship via autopilot still. And we're going to go find these DDs. We're going to help our Z-52 player. All right? We're spotted by Castilla. That's fine. Let's go find some people. This is... It's ridiculous. It's cheating. It feels like I'm cheating, man. It's that insane. I don't actually want to... Oh, hello, Daring. How are you today? How are you, sir? Look at that. Look at that. He's having fun. Yeah, now we get him to smoke up. He's wasted a smoke at this point. Just like that. And this is not a great drop angle, obviously. But you know what? Let's go get us a new set of planes, shall we? Because we're 17 seconds away now. And we're back. And is Blucher going to go broadside? Let's see. We're going to take some pain there. And that burst from Castilla hurts. It's silly, right? Like, it's a little silly. Right? We can all agree that that's a little silly that I'm able to do that, right? It appears this guy's going to... Oh. Yeah, go broadside for me. Oh, hey, look. Guess what's back, guys? Airplanes are back. We do 12 there. Now then. Let's go find someone else, shall we? I'm not trying to do damage with these planes right now, but... Oh, hello! How are you? It's so silly, man. Like, look at this. Where's the Alvaro? I see him. Now, our team is not able to shoot him at the moment here, but that's all right. Do we get him out of the cap here or not? Let's see. And there we go. Just like that, we forced him out of the cap. How lovely. Takes too long for our strike to come through, so we don't actually end up doing any damage to him. Unfortunately, our Georgia ate the torps from the guy we were spotting. Bit of an issue, that. And we miss our salvo on the Rhode Island here. So our Georgia's going to go down. But guys, we got all the battle impact in the world with this ship. We have a battleship broadside that rivals a Montana. It's a little worse, obviously, being NC guns, but accuracy is the same. As well as being just, it's just better than Minnesota. Alongside having a plane squadron to go do this spotting thing. All right, we have 84,000 damage. That is way worse. We could, you know, we could be improving that here in a second, but that's a lot worse than we had in the first match. Wow, I don't know what happened to those shells, but that's okay. And we have a lot of DPM here, actually, with these planes as well. While we're waiting for our guns to reload, we can go in and do this. And this, and now we're back, and we can go here. That hurts, obviously, but as does that for him. And now I'm caught in the open here. I shouldn't have gone out from this island because now they're all able to shoot at me, but ideally we are able to finish off this Rhode Island before we go down here. That'd be pretty cool. So he gets his salvo, and yeah, we do live it. Oh my goodness, his secondaries, I think... Actually, no, we're getting shot at by multiple people. We get the permafire, though, unfortunately, so that does mean we do die here. But I think that showcases what we're able to do with Kearsarge here. We're about to win the game. How do you push into that? Your scouts, your destroyers, just get outspotted by the planes. And suddenly, then, everybody knows where they are, so their torps are ineffective. Or they should be if we don't walk into them. No shade to the Georgia player. Maybe he didn't notice. It happens. But what do you do then if your scouts aren't going to explore the map for you? Suddenly, as a cruiser, you're a little worried about, okay, we don't have a lot of map control. What islands can I actually play? Suddenly, you're also getting spotted on your way to good island positions by the planes, and then the battleships start shooting at you before you even get to island cover, right? It's very, very hard to play against a ship like this one. I don't personally like that planes are the way they are in the game. I think they need a massive rework. Minimap only plane spotting would help. I think that would help a ton, okay? Kearsarge would still be able to do its funny send the planes in to go spot purely and initiate a drop and then go shoot that target yourself with your main guns because it's still spotted. But that's a lot of spotting damage, guys. And we didn't have a ton of spotting damage on the DDs. But a big part of destroyer play is being able to stay undetected, choosing when to engage, finding the weak points in the enemy's line, and exploiting that. How do you do that when the planes just can come over and spot you? I'm talking more about balance here rather than talking about the ship. I'm sorry. But this is what you get, all right? If you know how to abuse spotting mechanics and really force the enemy team into bad positions, Kearsarge is insane. It's going to be, for a new player, I don't think particularly powerful, just because you won't know when to go spot, when to hold on to your main guns. You saw in that last game, like, I got myself into a bad position and I died relatively quickly. We have a lot of HP. Our armor is pretty solid. 38 deck, 38 upper belt, 32 bow and stern. It's a 38 flight deck here. So you can see how at longer ranges, when people get more plunging fire, a lot of shatters, a lot of bounces here. Whereas the superstructure is quite vulnerable at closer ranges. So you see a lot of these pre-kited and pretty far back, unfortunately. But it does well in the mid-range, too. Still has 13.3 kilometer detect, which is crazy for the firepower on display here and how large it is. As for building it, the recommended build here is perfectly fine. I wonder if Emergency Repair Expert is too far, just because you're often not needing the 5th heal. And if you are, maybe you could save a point here and go Improved Repair Party Readiness. This here is a really important skill, though, to take. it gives you 10% better DPM on your planes. They just come back 10% quicker. And it buffs your A, which is pretty nice as well. Fire prevention, always nice. Conceal, always nice, as is Adrenaline Rush. We didn't use it here. Gun Feeder, though, is quite solid for these American battleships because 406s don't have a lot of overmatch into Tier 10 and Super Ship games, which Tier 9 can get a lot of the time. We got quite fortunate here. Being able to swap over to HE is really, really nice. Still has 36% fire chance, 68 mil pen, and 5,700 damage. It's a lot. And that really synergizes well with your aircraft because they're going to also be lighting fires and doing damage into a similar amount of pen. It's a ridiculously powerful ship. I think Kearsarge is overpowered, personally. I don't think it's worth $110 though. Just go get the Cole version. All right, that would be my recommendation. So if we go here into the Armory tab for a second, yes, there is the Azur lane thing, but if we go over to Cole, we can find ourselves the Kearsarge, and it's going to be 228,000 coal. With the coupon, you can reduce that, of course, but coal is a resource that you will be grinding as you play the game, and you should have 200,000 coal within a few months if you play semi-regularly, I think. I don't know that for sure. I'm just guessing there. But coal is a pretty steady resource to gain. So if you're interested in this playstyle, interested in this ship, did a full coal ships roundup last year. We're currently going over the Research Bureau ships, but really, really powerful ship here. It just feels a little bad when you're playing it because it is so powerful. Definitely had to take a shower after that first game. But let me know what you think about the Kearsarge in the comments down below. It's a nice excuse to take a look at some of these ships again. So you can expect to see Hindenburg, Bismarck, as well as Gorizia very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching and have a great rest of your day.